Hello everybody and welcome to another vlog. More than another vlog, this one's gonna be a what I wore in Paris this week. I know you guys really enjoyed the one I filmed like that in Madrid recently, and if you haven't watched it just yet, I will make sure to leave it linked up here for you. But now that the hotter days are finally upon us, I thought it would be nice to give you some ideas, particularly in the city, since this week I'm gonna be in Paris the entire week. Mondays mean admin days for me, and so today I'm basically just answering emails, getting ready for the week, going back and forth with brands regarding collaborations we have coming up, that kind of stuff. And also, since we've recently moved to Paris, there is a lot of life admin taking place as well. Even if Mondays are not really filming days or kind of content creation type of days, I do still like to look a little bit put together. That's why I'll do a little bit of a light face of makeup. I did something by merit today. This is not going to be the case every Monday, but it does happen, particularly on days when I feel like I need to push through and, I want to feel a little bit more put together in my look. But then again, it's going to be a no bra type of day and I'll wash my hair after the gym, but it won't be styled. Anyway, the dress today, this is honestly a brand I absolutely adore, but I think it doesn't get as much hype as it should. It's called Carole and it's a French brand. The green in it is giving tennis country club vibes and I'm loving it. And it's a gorgeous, quite long shirt dress. It's gonna have a little bit of a cinch in the waist. It comes with a built-in belt. And what I really love about pieces like this one is that it's gonna give you that little bit more of a formality type of look. You can feel cute, you can feel fresh, but then again, it's still a little bit more on that type of modest type of dressing, if that makes sense. I think something like this can be a beautiful piece for work as much as it will be a beautiful piece for heading to brunch during the weekend. Let's bring it down a little bit so you can see the shoes. It has a little bit of a slit on the side, giving that hint of sexiness. So these ones are a pair I bought at the Hermès private sales a couple of years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason I think this ones will look cute with the outfit is because they have an open toe and my toenails at the minute are red, which I think looks perfect when you're wearing a green dress. Now, the outfit today is just something super simple. It's a really, really, really hot day. So what I decided to do was just accessorize with pieces that would kind of make a statement and be a little bit more out there and a little bit bolder than perhaps what I would normally wear. I'm trying to push myself to wear a little bit more silver recently. These ones are by a brand called Isabel Toledano and I absolutely love it. And then on the other side, because I have a lot more holes for my piercings, I thought it would be nice to do a little bit of a crescendo type of thing. So what I did was actually put on a pair of thicker earrings like this one in here with colors as the ones I'm wearing today. Silver jewelry particularly complements them really well because it is a cool toned based dress. The silver in there is going to kind of pick up from cooler undertones in the dress. I've gone for another Isabel Toledano piece. It's one of those bracelets that's gonna come with a little spring in there. And because my wrists are tiny, I actually wear it a little bit higher right about there. And for the rest of my jewelry, I've kept it really simple today. I've got my Cartier wedding band and then I also have my Ultra Human ring gear. This is a connected ring. It's gonna constantly send some updates to my phone. So in here, I can see how I've been doing regarding sleep, how my heart rate's doing. I'll wear this like on the shower, I'll sleep with it, I'll do my sports with it, you can even swim with it. It helps managing caffeine intake and according to how your sleep was, when you should be drinking caffeine and when you shouldn't be drinking caffeine, if that's something that you're interested in controlling, like if you're interested in controlling balancing your hormones, your adrenals, anything like that. I guess it's something that was created a little bit more towards sports people that are interested in health in that sense. But me personally, I like to use this ring because I have endometriosis and I'm not really taking any medicines for it. I just do a full-on holistic approach to dealing with the symptoms and with the hardships of endometriosis. And so a ring like this comes in really handy because when it comes to keeping my hormones in balance, it's just going to help me to keep myself in Czech. I've been wearing this one for perhaps about a year now, and they're coming to their 2-year anniversary soon. So I was in contact with them. They did provide a discount code. So from now through June 30th, they provided me with a 15% discount code. This is the largest discount they've ever offered. I'll make sure to leave all the information regarding it on the description down below in there for you. And when I went to run a couple of errands, this is the bag I was wearing. It's my Oleada mini anchor. This was the first Oleada handbag I ever got, and I still absolutely love her. She's full of sand in here because it's a bag I'll take to the beach. I really love her because she's water resistant, and it just makes any outfit look kind of extra chic. I really enjoy a piece like this one. And then for sunnies, I went for something like this from Afflelou when I went out a little bit earlier today. And that was my look of Monday. Just something comfortable for when I'm doing admin at home, but also a little bit put together for when I went out for life admin with the husband a little bit earlier today. Hello everybody, today is Tuesday and I'm out on a little day date with the husband before I head to a breakfast with a jewelry brand. The jewelry brand I'm actually wearing today, and which was today's inspiration to start my outfit. So one of the ways I like to start outfits is by choosing a hero product or just something that I want to have as the shining piece in a look. Particularly today it was the earrings, the bracelet, and this ring right here, which is by a brand called Satellite. They've been on the market for about 20 years, and today they've invited me to go have a little look at their archives museum, have breakfast / brunch with them. All of that while discovering their upcoming autumn-winter collection. We did come for a little cheeky matcha with the husband before that. Taste test is good. I've gone for coconut and matcha, nothing else in it. Here you can see it a little bit more up close. We've got the ring with a beautiful faceted stone in there. We've got the matching bracelet, and we also have a beautiful pair of earrings that are going to have that turquoise color and a little bit of red, which I thought would look lovely. Let me quickly show you the entire outfit of the day now, because you've seen the jewelry already, but we do have a couple more details on this look today. So in order to do today's little outfit, I actually started by the jewelry. I think I was telling you that earlier. And so I wanted something that would complement the look I have very nicely. What I'm wearing today is a little two-piece ensemble by Carol. This is one of my absolute favorite French brands, and I think it doesn't get as much hype as it should deserve, but you'll definitely be seeing me give it a little bit more love on this channel. I love the idea of a little crop jacket moment, and it's got the little double pockets, some horn inspired buttons in it, and then we're gonna have the matching skirt. Jewelry you've seen. My bag right here is by Oleada. This was my first Oleada handbag. I absolutely adore it because it's waterproof. It's a really comfortable bag. It's one of those that you can just like be a little bit careless with and still she will always look put together. Good morning everybody. Today is Wednesday and we have another little outfit of the day in Paris. I'm just out and about with the husband and I thought I would do a little stop before my lipstick's worn off. Today's little outfit of the day is going to be a concoction of some of my favorite brands. Yesterday when I wore that little sort of safari-esque type of look, like the two-piece ensemble, it made me think another day this week I would like to dress with another take on that safari look. I've been obsessed with safari looks lately because I'm actually manifesting, dreaming about a little safari holiday with the husband sometime soon this year. Anyway, I've got this gorgeous beige shirt. It's a very lovely soft silk, off-white, a little bit of an ecru type of ivory shade, which I really like. It's gonna come with a double pocket, and I quite like having a nice lace bra underneath, something that will show just a tiny bit when, you know, there's a little bit of movement. I find that to be really lovely. Married all of that with this gorgeous necklace, which is going to be a sort of stiff type of silver necklace. Really lovely one as well. And then for the rest of the look today, we're gonna have a pair of military green shorts. These ones are by Carol. If there could be a safari pair of shorts, I feel like this ones would be it. I think they just scream safari. And then I'm gonna have a little Kate-inspired-esque type of belt. This one's by Massimo. And then for my shoes today, I've got, surprise, surprise, another pair of orans. I feel like I live on this ones once the summertime comes. But then today's ones are in denim. And then for the rest of the jewelry today, I've got a pair of Isabel Toledano earrings, a lovely necklace. Oh, necklaces also by Isabel Toledano. I think I didn't mention that. And as per the bag, it's going to be my Hermès Garden Party, which is a handbag I love carrying, particularly on days like today when I have to carry a lot of stuff and I'm just going to be walking around with a desk on myself. This is something that's going to come in really, really handy. We are back home now and I have two unboxings to do with you. Firstly, a little gift I left with yesterday from Satellite. I had such a fun time at their atelier yesterday, meeting the team, you know, the creators behind the brand. It's always so fun to speak with creative people, even if they're not in the same creative field. I feel like there's always some sort of inspiration to be drawn from acquaintances like this one, and I always feel so lucky to be able to spend my afternoons or my days, in this case, a brunch time with people of this sort. And I genuinely had such a fun time yesterday, having a little roam through their archives, their collections, their raw materials, you know, getting to know a little bit more about what goes on in their production process. This is a magazine from the 80s in which they were on the cover. Pieces are so gorgeous. So now for autumn winter, they're kind of reviving that type of like massive, here we have it, large pieces. I mean, you will have seen them on yesterday's video, but it's just the pictures are so pretty. And they very kindly gifted me something to bring with me back home. A gorgeous bracelet. I actually had a chance to choose it, so they have a couple selection of different ones. And this is the one I ended up going for. I think it's absolutely stunning and it's gonna be quite easy to marry with pieces that I already have. Like, think about this. With this bracelet I was wearing the other day, together looks absolutely gorgeous. It brings a little bit of a rock and roll vibe to the look while still remaining, you know, glamorous and chic. Absolutely love this. Actually, I think I might, no, because I'm wearing silver stuff today, but you know, it might have been a nice match for this look as well today. But then all the little stones in there will be semi-precious stones. I feel like pieces like this are statement and yet something that you could wear on an everyday basis. This is from Spring Summer 25 right now. I think it's still available. If it is, I'll make sure to link it down below. And now the other unboxing I have for you today is going to be an H&M unboxing. And I actually received 2 packages from them. It's the first time I ever purchased their gymwear collection, so I'm very excited to see what these pieces look like. I was a little bit lost regarding sizing since I've never purchased something from their gymwear collection, but in any case, for reference, I'm normally a small when it comes to H&M, and then sometimes I'll get pieces in a medium if I want them to sit a little bit larger, a little bit more with that nonchalant vibe. All right, there's quite a lot of pieces to go through. So all of this haul was inspired, if you will, in my love for Pilates, and particularly Pilates Reformer, although I'll also practice mat Pilates at home. But in any case, I wanted to have 2 or 3 little sort of total looks to go with the things I already have at home. And honestly, they're just basics. So if they fit me, they'll be something I can easily wear on a year-round basis as well. Now, the first thing I got was this sports socks. These ones are gonna be the ones that have like the 2 little stripes. I thought those would look cute because even if I change my socks for Pilates and I wear those like with the grippy little stars on the bottom, I call them socks with estrellitas. I still like to have another pair of like sporty socks that I wear when I head to the studio, and something like this can come in really handy to build that type of look. Another thing I got will be this one right here. This is an ecru off-white ivory type of top, and it's gonna come with a racer back in here. It's got some pads on the front, but I think they're removable. Yes, they are. And then logo wise, it's just gonna have that tiny little decal in there. For the most part, this looks like exactly the type of piece I like wearing when it comes to my tops. Not too short, but not too long either. I feel like nowadays it's not as easy to find. The ones that go down a little bit more in fashion, and it just becomes, I don't know, just a little bit harder to find this ones nowadays. So I found a couple of them and I was like, I'm gonna get them. Something else I purchased was this little sports jacket, which I thought would look so cute paired obviously on top of this, but then I also bought some racerback little tops that I'll show you after. In any case, this looks gorgeous, and once again the fabric is uber soft. It's just gonna be minimal branding, you'll see it right here, and then nothing else. It's just a really lovely sort of high neck top, and this can come in really handy also if I go running in the morning as well. This is just gonna be the same jacket, but in another size, so I'm not gonna show you that one. And then in here, I have another top. And what attracted me about this one was the fact that it has a little bit of a ribbed type of texture in there. I thought that would look absolutely lovely. Now, once again, this one does have a little bit of padding in the front. However, it does have the little holes in there. So if you don't like your bras padded, you can just remove it. I find that I actually like my sports bras particularly to be padded, or like my bikinis. However, I find that if you don't remove them before washing and then re-put them inside, they're gonna be screwed. Because if you wash them inside of the piece, they just, yeah, they won't survive. It's showing a little bit more gray in camera than it is in person, but this is more of a sage green type of color. And this one particularly, I thought of wearing it with 90s classic white sleeveless top, a little bit longer on the torso, I would say. And I think this coming out, just like the little strap showing, and have a little game with the double strap, taking back real 90s, early 2000s, and yeah, assume that I'm a millennial when styling myself. 95% cotton, the rest will be elastan, which is giving it a little bit of that flexibility. I'm happy with the fabric content, I'm happy with the color. It's not a very see-through piece, but I would get it perhaps one size up. That's why I purchased it in a small and in a medium, so I could see if it was a little bit see-through, it might be nicer. Particularly when it's a ribbed piece, it's nice that the ribs just fall entirely over your silhouette and that they don't stretch in parts like, you know, your breasts. And it's just nice that the rib will fall as it was intended to without really stretching, so we can see the actual wave of the ribbed material. So that's just gonna be the same one in another size. And then I also purchased that same t-shirt in another color. So I purchased it in a navy blue because my Pilates gear, let's say it's all in a sort of navy type of aesthetic, or like navy and ecru. So I thought this one would look lovely. Oh, it's gonna be organic cotton. That's interesting. 96% organic cotton. Yeah, love that color. I can see already it will marry perfectly with the rest of my pieces. And it also marries really nicely with my garden party, which is actually my gymwear bag. And then the last piece I got to go with that one in there will be this top, which is just another white ribbed top. With that over the top, might look really lovely for summertime. So this is what the rib in it looks like. Really, really gorgeous. I quite like it. I mean, I need to try it on, obviously, because I find that when it comes to sports bras, we can easily find ourselves in a situation where, I don't know about you, but me, some sports bras, they will give me a headache. So if it pulls too much in here, perhaps I'm doing a run and I won't be comfortable enough, I will get a headache after it. There really isn't a one size fits all when it comes to this type of clothing, but I saw they released this collection for gymwear and I was really curious to try it. Quality wise, just looking at the pieces, touching at the pieces already, it feels like some of the higher end brands, to be honest with you. I mean, if I didn't know this was H&M, I could have easily mistaken it with some of my other higher end gymwear brands that I regularly dress with.
Good evening, everybody. Currently on our way to a little summer party with Hermès. They've very kindly invited us to check out their skincare proposal for spring summer. I think I know all of their products and some of them are actually daily staples on my routine. As many of you know, I absolutely adore their vitamin C serum. Their SPF is loved by both the husband and I. Hopefully they will have a sample available to try their light moisturizer, because I have their sort of heavy patch type of moisturizer, which I love, particularly for days when it's super cold outside and you feel like your skin just needs a little bit of like a lock in your serums in there at nighttime. Also, if you forgot to put your SPF or you got a little bit of a sunburn because you didn't reapply it or something like that, that cream will be absolutely fantastic. But one I kind of test to changing your skin texture, changing your skin's like radiance, it gives you a sort of glow from within, will be that serum, the vitamin C serum. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. I've purchased it a million gazillion times and I will keep on doing so. Just like the husband keeps on purchasing over and over. Oh, it's a little bit bumpy, you're gonna have to excuse that. But just like the husband will keep on purchasing their SPF over and over, because it's a really nice sort of gel-like consistency, so it's not going to transfer onto your clothes. No matter what your skin tone is, it's going to be a sort of type of veil layer that's just going to add the protection without leaving a white cast behind. It's a really interesting formula, actually. And then I've also tried their eye cream, which I really enjoyed as well. I've also even tried their Stimulate. This purse will stand for Protect, Enhance, Repair and Stimulate. How gorgeous is Paris looking tonight? I'm sorry, it's a little bit bumpy, but this is reality. I'm gonna stop waffling because this is not a vlog. This is just a what I wore this week type of video. So once we get there, I'll show you the little outfit I put on for tonight.
All right, so we've just arrived to a little private avenue. We are actually visiting the Hôtel Particulier of the brand. So it's going to be a beautiful demeure. I cannot wait to show it to you. Hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit of a tour. I did do one a couple of years ago when the brand launched, actually. And then for tonight's little outfit of the night, I'm wearing this gorgeous dress by Vash. It's a little bit revealing, so we have our hair doing a little bit of a hide and seek moment. But look at the gorgeous back of this piece. I've married all of that with a pair of navy sandals by Hermès, and then I've also got a little picotin also in navy to marry it with. And then for the jewelry, you've seen it already, but it's this gorgeous pieces from Satellite. I thought they would marry really lovely. Same for the earrings. They're also by Satellite. Absolutely adore this ones. And now let's just go inside, have a little look at the new products that we haven't met from the brand just yet. Good morning, everybody. We've just made it to my Pilates studio. Actually, one of the studios I like coming to, because I have a couple of them that I'll switch through according to if I want a little bit of a slower session, if I want a little bit of a more pushed type of session. Today's teacher is absolutely amazing. Like, she'll push us to the brim. Anyway, I brought you here today because I thought we would do a little outfit of the day, since I'm wearing actually some of the stuff you saw earlier this week. Got my old and trusty little navy blue leggings. I've had them for a good like 3 years. These ones are from Nike, so if I find them, I'll make sure to leave them linked for you. I think they're such a good pair. They're so comfortable, and they like haven't faded one little bit. You know how that sometimes can happen with like your blue and your black and like your deep tone leggings? It hasn't been the case with this one, so I'm very happy with that. This is going to be the top that you saw the other day from the haul of H&M. It's the one that's got that sort of ribbed texture. I ended up finding that it's a lot more comfortable, so I'm going to return the other one, you know, like the plain one that I showed you at the beginning of the haul. I'm going to keep this one and then purchase it in the other shades and get a couple more of the white one, because I think it's going to come in really handy. And then for the jacket, also going to be the jacket that you saw on that haul. I kept the one on the size small, so if you're between sizes and you want a little bit more of that like sort of snatched figure, I'd advise for you to keep the small. However, the medium one did fit as well, and there wasn't like a huge difference, particularly on the shoulder, which is where I find that most of the times we'll see it. Yes, there was a little different, but it wasn't that big. So if you like things a little bit larger, I guess you can definitely size up if you're between sizes. Now for the rest of the look, what do we have? What else can I show you? I was wearing sunnies, so I'm wearing my little pair of Cillian sunnies, which I think marry beautifully with this. And we're gonna go for little matcha dates after with my friend Isa. Something to hide the I'm dead from Pilates type of face. And then for my bag, I think you guys have seen it before. This is my Hermès garden party. It's a bag I love carrying for Pilates. It always has
my Pilates socks inside. Like once I get to the house, I'll put the ones that I used to wash and I'll immediately put another pair in here in case I want to book like an emergency Pilates type of session. I know that I'll be prepared. And then should we do a little what's in my bag type of video? A little bit of perfume. This is the Eau de Rhubarbe Écarlate by Hermès. It's what I'm actually wearing today, and I thought I might need some after the session since I'm not taking a shower. We're going straight for matches after. I got a little hair clippy. This one has a beautiful sort of little flower shape, which I think is so cute. Another hair accessory. I always have so many. This is just a little hair clip as well. My phone. An old battered wallet. And that will be it pretty much. So yeah, that's the little outfit of the day today, which I thought you guys might want to see. And then jewelry-wise, I'll always just leave it in my bag, but I have this pair of Obi earrings. And then I have my Ultra Human ring. Obviously, I actually ordered a rose gold one that they've just come out with. I'm actually looking forward to that one arriving. B-roll. Back home, and while I was arriving I had a nice, on the theme of today's delivery, I just started opening it and I was like no, I need to show them because this is too cute not to open it together. So basically I've signed up to this new app that I'm going to start some Pilates at home classes, you know, to complement the times when I go do my reformer Pilates at the studio. And you're not really obliged to get the material that goes with it, but I've been meaning to buy some new Pilates material for quite a little bit of time. And so I thought this is perfect. Also, if I'm really honest with you, partly I bought it because of the aesthetics. I mean, I was going to get it anyway. I had found some here in France. I didn't really need to get this shipped, but they proposed it in ivory. And I've been searching for an ivory Pilates set for a little while here in France and I hadn't found one. So if any of you guys lives in France and has found one, or in Europe, do let me know. But I think I'm just going to use this one, honestly, because let's just get it opened. Like, it's kind of like the store of the app. So you're going to have the Pilates toning ring. There's some dumbbells. There's other stuff. Anyway, let's get it opened. Oh, that's cute. They come in a little container. I was actually wondering how I was going to store this. So these are the bands, and they're going to be just like your classic elastic bands. I mean, they don't really have to be for Pilates. You can use them for whatever you want, I guess. But that is what they'll look like. And it has a little bit of minimal branding, but for the most part, it's just a really discreet type of band, and it looks like it has a very nice grip in the interior, honestly. I also just opened the little magic circle. Woo! Very nice. This is going to be the dumbbells. Oh, they also come in a little pouch. Oh, that's actually really nice. So this is what this ones look like. They're just going to be 1 kilo dumbbells. They're very soft type of silicone. I mean, you get a little bit of a grip, but it's not the kind that's going to leave a mark in here. And I'm very particular about the dumbbells I use, or when I go to the gym, I'll just wear gloves. But I find that sometimes, even wearing gloves, eventually you start to get a little mark, like from the indent of the weight towards, like, between your hand and the glove. Anyway, that's all a subject for another day. In any case, they do seem like the kind that's not really going to leave a mark. I guess I'll have to test them like everything else today. These are the little adjustable weight bands. I'm very curious to try this ones. I used to use this like years and years ago on my ankles. And I don't know what happened to those, but it's been at least 10 years since I haven't seen them. So it's not like I'm used to this, but once again, looking forward to try it. So it comes in another little pouch in there. It says there's 1 pair. Oh yeah, it looks like a pair. Do you know, sometimes you're like, oh my goodness, I could have been a doctor if I applied myself. And then some other times I'm like, how do I not forget my head inside of the fridge? Anyway, this is what they'll look like. So I guess you could wear this ones on your wrist as well. But I particularly want them to put them in here while I go to do even some of the reformer class. And then the last thing I got was this softball. So it's the soft Pilates ball, basically. Now I'm wondering, how am I gonna inflate this? Because I don't have a pump with me here. Can you still go to the gas station and get stuff pumped? Is that a thing? I guess it is, because all cars have tires. So you should be able to go to the car station and pump it. Oh, it comes with a pump. Oh, fantastic. A little ivory pump. You know me, I'm a sucker for all things like cute packaging, but this is gonna be the ivory softball and then its little ivory pump to inflate it, I guess, with. So that I'm just gonna keep on that because it doesn't come with a carrier bag and I don't want to get in stained. Obviously, I'm gonna have to use this stuff, so we'll see for how long it actually stays ivory. But in any case, just from looking at this stuff and my personal experience just going to Pilates studios using stuff, it does look like good quality material. I'm particularly impressed by the quality of the dumbbells. They look like they're going to be very comfortable, and the grip inside of the bands to do, you know, the inner thigh exercises and all that jazz. Yeah, a little unexpected unboxing. I have a whole afternoon of editing waiting for me. We're then going to go do a little bit of luxury watch shopping with the husband, so I might bring you with me later. And then tonight I have a sort of lovely day date with the hubs.
Hello everybody, another day, another outfit of the day. Today is Saturday and I'm out and about with the husband. We've actually come, I feel like that's my starting line on every video. I'm out and about with the husband, but I am. Most of the time, so when you see me out and about, he's going to be on the other side of the camera. It's the honorary member of TSD that I'm so grateful to have. Today we are actually out choosing a mattress for our new bed in our new place here in Paris. And then later today we're going to head for a little movie night. So I've decided to already spend the day dressed how I'm going to be dressing for our little date night later today. It's actually going to reach, I think, 36 Celsius degrees in temperature today. So I just thought, you know what, cinema night sounds like a good idea with a little bit of aircon, a good 2.5 hours. And so we're gonna head to see the latest Wes Anderson film together. For my little outfit of the day today, I've got a skirt by Carol. It has a beautiful sort of flower embroidery. I think it looks really put together, a little bit girly, a little bit feminine. Something nice for going on a date night with the husband. And on my feet, I'm wearing a lovely pair of oran sandals. These ones are in navy blue, but they're in denim, and so it's something I really enjoy wearing. And then for the rest of my outfit today, I've got sort of a bi-colored outfit. I've got a silk cami top. This is really comfortable, really fresh for a day like today. And then I've married that with a lovely Oleada handbag, just like the other one I was wearing the other day, but this one's going to be in the ecru or cloud color, like they call it. I've got my new satellite bracelet, which you will have seen me unbox the other day. Same Cartier watch as always. And then for the bracelet, this is a piece by Isabel Toledano, which I find super lovely, really sort of vintage Italian glamour, vintage French glamour type of vibes, which I really like for a little look like this. And then to top up everything with that vintage vibe, I went for this Afflelou Sanis, which I find super gorgeous, very comfortable to wear actually as well, and which pulled the look together in my opinion. And that's pretty much it for today's outfit. Oh, yeah, and I've gone for a little marriage of silver and gold jewelry, so I've done this pair of earrings by Isabel Toledano as well. So it's just past midday on this Sunday afternoon in Paris. And today's the day this video is going live. But before putting it live, I thought to do the final unboxing of today's video. And this one's going to be from Purse. But like I was telling you the other day when I went to the party with them, Purse will stand for Protect, Enhance, Repair and Stimulate. And the idea behind the brand has been to create a sort of reduced and very targeted type of routine. They're a brand that will operate on a very didactic type of way. So they're going to propose a couple of different products on each of the categories. So for the Protect, for example, you're going to have SPF, your vitamin C serum. Talking about SPF, they've actually given me another one. So this is definitely going to our summer goodies drawer, and Tristan actually got one as well. I was about to say had the right to one because it's like il a eu les droits. Anyway, just a French expression, but he also had one because they know that he will always steal mine. This is a product that is always on constant purchase in our house. We kind of never really run out of it. We'll always just have backups of it. Like, that's how good this is. But let me show you here real quick. It's got a gel-like type of consistency. So it's going to be a really lovely daily SPF, and as you can see, there's absolutely no white cast. It also has a little bit of a mattifying effect. So if you're somebody that has a T-zone or any part of your body or face that tends to go a little bit oily or just, you know, in the beach, sometimes you might be somebody that doesn't really have an oily nature in your skin, but still when we're at the beach, our skin goes like, woohoo, I'm shiny, hello disco ball. This is going to mattify that, and it has the most beautiful scent. They actually worked with a proper perfume nose to develop the scent for the brand. I had the chance of meeting her, Sidonie. It was a couple of years ago when the brand launched, and this is just absolutely exquisite. So it's a really lovely sort of sensory experience as well. And then the other product they gave me on this very generous goodie bag from them was the cleansing gel. Now this is a new product. This is one I've never reviewed on the channel, one I'm very eager to tell you more about. I've been trying it, so this is just going to be Tristan's, that's why it's unused, but mine is in the toilet already and I've been using it for the past 2 nights, I think. This one's going to count once again on that protect type of sphere. In all of their products, you're going to find what they're for. So this one's the protect. For the cleanser one, you're also going to have the protect part. And it has a very interesting compound in there that's going to be anti-pollution. So it's something that you can definitely wash your face with in the morning. But the idea is to still wash your face with this one at nighttime to prevent skin's free radicals from attaching to pollutants there might be out there. Also, there's oxidative stress going on in the skin. So any type of pollutant that's going to come congest our skin, something like this is going to help us fight it, keep it at bay, and hence why it comes in the protect type of range from the brand. I definitely appreciated the type of cleanse that it gave to my skin. It didn't really break me out or anything. I have a very sensitive skin, so if there was something kind of harsh in it, I would have already told you about it. But as you can see, skin has been spotless free. Let's touch some wood. I don't have it. Yeah, the chair. For quite a couple of weeks now. And I think it's just part of like an entire hardened approach I've had to endometriosis the last couple of weeks after visiting my doctors. That's a story for another video if you're ever interested in hearing any more about that. But in any case, it's had a beautiful result regarding where my skincare is at, because my body's own detoxification system has been doing wonders for me. And yeah, I'm honestly very happy about that. It's not only in my skin that I see it, but I'll feel it in my joints. I feel it, or the lack of actually, of pain. No, so since Wednesday, last day I saw the osteopath, I've been having entire painless days, which is a complete revelation for me, honestly, and something I'm so happy about. I'm not really wearing my ring right now because it's charging day, but I don't have any sort of gym activity that I'm interested in measuring today. So yeah, in any case, I'll report back about this product to you when I've used it for a little bit longer. And today's just an editing day at home, so it's gonna be chill. For my little outfit of the day, I'm doing this lovely beige navy blue sweater. Something tapping on the more feminine vibe of things. And then there's also gonna be a little frilly neckline in here, which I think just, I don't know, it's kind of nicer to wear something like this than just maybe like your typical sweatshirt. Does it do the same purpose? Yes. Does it fill my heart in the same way? Absolutely not. I've married that with a set of clip-on earrings from Francine Bramley. This one's the most gorgeous sort of large pearl and ribbed vintage inspired border. It's a sort of kind of nautical inspired vibe, I would say. It's funny because we moved from the beach side to DIARIES and I'm still carrying this nautical vibes with me. But then again, I grew up by the beach side, so I guess that makes sense. I've got the beige sweater that I was showing you with the little frilly details, and then a navy pair of shorts. They got a little frilled edge, but it's not going to be one of those undone edges. It's kind of like a very proper, nice frilly edge, if that makes sense. A couple of silver details on the buttons, and I quite liked the simplicity of this two together, so I thought it's a no belt type of day. Kept it really simple, and I've got grandma's ring and my watch. This little baby Longchamp is what I'm going to be carrying today. And then if I want to do some purchases, I'll probably have like a folded tote bag inside of it, and that's what I'll wear as the bag to carry all the stuff we end up purchasing at the market today. And that's going to be pretty much it. You know what? I'm thinking I might like to do this little bracelet as the last sort of final detail, so it looks like I made a little effort to go out with the husband. And then for shoes, which I haven't shown you just yet, it's gonna be this pair of navy Havaianas, just something really simple, honestly. Obviously a pair of orans might have looked nicer, But I think there's something nice in sometimes going with just a pair of your classic Havaianas out. For my hair today, I actually have a very, very beautiful piece from Francine Bramley, and it's gonna be this tortoise hair piece. I love the vintage inspired style on it. Obviously it's signed Francine Bramley inside. Beautiful Parisian brand, very delicate type of barrette. Very timeless piece that will look gorgeous in 5 years time as much as it does today. And then for sunnies, I'll be wearing this ones from Afflelou, which I think are absolutely gorgeous. They have a little bit of a cat-eye shape, tortoise in there that's going to nicely pick up from the browns in the handbag, and then that will be the little Sunday day. And on that note, I'm going to let you guys go. So I want to thank you all so much for having watched. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and if you're not done, you know the drill. I'll leave you 2 more in here, and then you can binge a little bit more, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!